For relations that are represented with graphs, there's a particular tool that we can use to determine if the relation is a function. This tool is called the vertical line test, and it can be used to determine if any graph is a function. All of the graphs on this page are continuous, but the vertical line test works even if the graph is discrete, meaning it consists of unconnected ordered pairs. Here's how the vertical line test works. The vertical line test involves running an imaginary vertical line. Some teachers say to use a pencil across the graph. If that vertical line ever crosses the graph more than once, then the graph fails the vertical line test, and the graph is not a function. If, however, as you move that vertical line across the graph is only intersected one time, never more than once, only once, then the graph passes the vertical line test, and it is a function. Let's look at some examples. So if I were to move a vertical line across this graph, there are going to be many places. This is just one example place. Oh, that's not the right. Let's see, let's try to get in. Just a vertical line, no arrows. Yeah, it doesn't need arrows. This line, pretty vertical, intersects the graph more than once. And there are lots of different places where that line can be drawn, so we're not all going to have the same work. But if you can draw a vertical line that intersects the graph more than one time, this is not a function because it fails the vertical line test. That says fails, not falls, fails the vertical line test. So if you can draw a vertical line that crosses the graph more than once, not a function. This is because for this particular input, it looks like x is about -2. There are two different y values. Y could be 1, y could be about -1. That's what the vertical line test checks for. It gives you one particular x value and looks to see if there's more than one y for that x. So this is a fail. Next example, we move our vertical line across the graph, across the graph, across the graph, across the graph. There's never a place that a vertical line would intersect the graph more than once. So this is a function because it passes, sorry that's hard to read, passes the vertical line test, which I'm writing as VLT. So being able to draw a vertical line that intersects it more than once is a fail. It's not a function. No vertical line, we passed the test, yes, that's a function. Think about why that is. Passing the vertical line test means that for every x value, every possible x value, there's only one y value. There's no place on the graph that a given x has more than one possible y. Here's another one that passes the vertical line test. This is a function. It passes the vertical line test because, well, I guess that's not on your screen, because it was on my screen, because there is no place that I can draw a vertical line that touches the graph more than once at the same time. For every x value, there is only one possible y. Last example, a vertical line. I like to say a vertical line is not a function because it mega fails. You should write mega fails on your notes page so that I know that you actually watched this video, because it mega fails the vertical line test. There is one vertical line that I can draw, and that vertical line doesn't just cross the graph once, more than once. It doesn't just cross it twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. This vertical line crosses that other vertical line an infinite number of times. This x value of, is it 2? 2-ish? This x value of 2 has an infinite possible number of possibilities for y. So a given x does not have a predictable y. It does not just have one y, and this is not a function.